Guys. So we're going to be talking about marketing planning today for Unit 4.2. We're going to start out by talking about what is marketing planning. So, marketing planning, as you can see on the screen, is the process of formulating appropriate strategies and preparing marketing activities to meet marketing objectives. So, marketing planning is actually just planning on what we're going to do as a business related to marketing. Okay? What kind of strategies are we going to create? What kind of strategies are we going to follow? What kind of activities are we going to make? How are we going to meet our marketing objectives? Okay? Now remember, the marketing objective is basically related to the overall company's objectives. Okay. Now let's take a look at the main elements of a marketing plan. Okay. First of all, we put the details of the company's marketing objectives. Then we talk about the sales forecast. What do I mean by sales forecast? Sales forecast is basically how much sales, how many products are we going to sell? Okay, we're predicting how many products we're going to sell. Then we're going to make our marketing budget. Which is how much finance we're planning, how much money we're planning to put in the, marketing plan, and then marketing strategies. Okay. And then what kind of strategies are we going to use to penetrate a market? And then finally, we have a detailed action plan showing the market tactics to be used to implement the strategies. I think this is pretty clear. So let's move to roles and limitations of marketing plans. Now, what are the roles of a marketing plan? First of all, marketing plans. First of all, plans provide focus to the work of the marketing department, a roadmap of the stages to be taken. Okay. Um, it will increase our marketing campaign success. Also, it'll help us understand how much budget we need and how much budget we're going to allocate. Um, it'll help us have better integration of all business functions, and also it'll help us ensure that the marketing mix is appropriate, and we're going to elaborate on the marketing mix a little bit later, and also in 4.4 if I'm not 4.5 if I'm not mistaken, unit 4.5. Now when it comes to limitations, basically, plans that are not revised to meet changing internal external conditions will become outdated. If we're not planning well to every certain, encounter, basically this plan is not gonna be functional. It's not gonna be very beneficial to us. Also, plans are insufficient on their own. Okay, you need to review the plan constantly. Okay, you need to judge based on the future decisions. You need to understand what's going to happen. The plan can't be, you can't make a plan. For example, let's say one business created a marketing plan on the first year of their business, and they kept using it 10 years later. That's wrong, because the market is changing, people are changing, consumers are changing, everything is changing, even competitors. Okay, now also it needs to be an up-to-date assessment of the market. As I've been saying, the market is changing, which is why we have to adapt. Okay, now let's take a look at the marketing mix. What is a marketing mix? And I'm sure you've heard me talking about it before in class. So a marketing mix, for basically a marketing mix, it consists of 7 pieces, but 4 pieces are usually the most popular ones. But as you can see here, we have product, price, promotion, place, people, process, and physical evidence. What are we going to talk about? We're going to be talking about these 4 pieces, only these 4 pieces for a standard level. Now, what is the marketing mix? Marketing mix is the key decisions that must be taken in the effective marketing of a product. Whenever we as a business, let's say I sell ice creams, okay? Again, let's say I'm selling ice creams and I'm going to market for my product. The first thing that I need to think about is my marketing mix, or the marketing mix for my product, for my ice cream. So I'm gonna start out with the product, okay? I'm gonna start out with my product, or what is the function of my product? How do I package my product? Okay, how do I present my product? What's the shape of it? What's the product itself? How am I going to design it? And all of these things. Then I'm gonna move to price. Okay, how much is my product going to cost? Okay, what's my price margin? What's my cost margin? Am I going to give discounts? Am I everything related to price? Then I move to basically the place. How am I going to distribute my product? What are going to be the channel? Am I going to have an online portal? Am I going to have a physical shop? And then let's move to promotion. How am I going to advertise for my product? So as you can see here, the marketing is not just related to advertising. Advertising and sales is only one part of the process, which is only in promotion. Everything else, we have three more basically aspects of marketing, which is product, price, place, and promotion. Okay, now let's talk about the most appropriate marketing mix decisions will therefore be, so how do we make an appropriate marketing mix decision? Okay, based on marketing objectives, coordinated and consistent with each other, targeted at the appropriate customer. I think it's pretty clear here, so I'm just going to move on to the differences between market segments and target markets. When it comes to marketing, especially let's say you're going to study marketing in university, you're going to encounter the word marketing segment, target market a lot, and I've already been mentioning it quite lately, so let's take a better look at it. Okay, now market segment, what do I mean by market segment? Market segment, a subgroup of markets made up of consumers with similar characteristics, tastes, and preferences. What do I mean by that? Let's say a market segment for me is vegetarian. This is a subgroup of market. Okay, vegetarian have basically, they usually have similar characteristics, similar tastes, and similar preferences, right? But when it comes to target market, the market segment that a particular product is aimed at. So let's say my product is aimed at targeting young people at high school. This is my target market. My target market is a high school student, okay? Now, let's take a look at market segmentation, okay? Now, market segmentation means identifying different segments within a market, and targeting different products or services to them, okay? So, let's take some examples of market segmentation. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola does not only make cola drinks, right? They also make Diet Cokes. So Coca-Cola it's one market. So Coca-Cola and Diet Coke goes under one market, okay? Which is product, and it's a drink. Both of them is a drink. So let's say they're both in the drink market. But Coca-Cola is targeting another people or another segment than Diet Coke. Diet Coke is targeting healthy people, slim people. But Coca-Cola is targeting people, other type, let's say, of people. So this is what we're talking about when we're saying market segmentation. We're segmenting here. So we have different segments but within a same market. So we have one market, which is, let's say, beverage market, and then we have two types of beverages here for two different targets. Okay. Now let's talk about consumer profile here. What do I mean by consumer profile? It says a quantified picture of consumers of a firm's products showing proportions of age groups, income levels, location. Basically, we're just talking about, for example, me as Mariam, for example, I have a specific consumer profile. Okay? Just the same thing, products have a profile as well. Okay, so for example, let's say a Pepsi have a certain consumer profile. Okay, a proportion, a certain age, a certain group of people with a certain age and a certain income level, a certain location, gender, and social class are buying Coke. Okay, are buying Coca-Cola. So we have a specific consumer profile for the people who are purchasing that product. Okay. So the three commonly used bases for segmentation are geographic differences, demographic differences, psychographic factors. Now, the advantages and limitations of market segmentation. I'm not going to go through these things. I think it's very easy for you guys to go through them. So please go through them. If you have any question, we're going to discuss it in our live session. Okay? Let's talk about difference between niche market and mass market. So a niche market is a small and specific part of a larger market. A mass market is a market for products that are often standardized and sold in large quantities. What do I mean by that? Mass market is simply, let's say, water. Okay? Water is a mass market. It's a market for a product that is sold in large quantities. Okay? So mass market is an example for it is water. Sorry. And then niche market, let's say, I'd say Coke. You know, Coca-Cola is one market of one whole huge drink market, which is beverages. So beverage market is, let's say, sorry, a Pepsi or cola or soft drink market is a niche market of the beverage market. Okay, it's a small part of a large market. Now, what is niche marketing and mass marketing? Niche marketing is identifying and exploiting a small segment of a larger market by developing products to suit it. And mass marketing is selling the same product to the whole market with no attempt to target groups within it. So when we're selling water, we're not targeting anyone here. We're targeting every single human being. But in niche marketing, when we're, let's say, selling Coca-Cola, we're identifying and exploiting a small segment of the larger beverage market. Okay. Same thing applies to advantages of niche marketing and mass marketing. It's your job to read these, and we're going to discuss them and elaborate on them if you have any question in our live session. Let's talk about product positioning. Okay, this is very important. You can even use this tool for your IA, internal assessment. So let's pay attention here. So a product position map or perception map or product positioning, it's a graph that analyzes consumer perceptions of each of a product, of competing products in respect of two product characteristics. Now, this might be a bit confusing. I'm going to take an example and explain it to you here. Okay, so let's take a look at, I'm going to draw here a product positioning map. Okay, let's say we have, usually when drawing the map, we have a narrow range of, so I'm gonna take an example here, product positioning. We're gonna take an example on fitness centers here. Okay, let's talk about fitness centers here. Okay, fitness centers in Bahrain. We're not going to talk about, we're going to talk about this market. So we have narrow range of services, we have high range of services, we have high prices, and we have low prices. So we have these four. Now I have to explain to you that product positioning doesn't have to be in this way, but I'm just giving you a small example. So we have narrow range of services, we have high range of services, people who actually provide high services, a lot of services in the fitness sector, and then we have high price and we have low price. Okay. Now we have, let's say, for example, oxygen. Everyone knows oxygen. Oxygen, let's say they have high range of services and they have high price. Equilibrium, for example, fitness center, they have high range of services, but at the same time they have low prices. Fitness First, they have high prices and at the same time narrow range of services. Body Lines, they have low prices and narrow range of services. Let's take one last example, which is Olympia. Olympia is a bit in between, okay? They have modern prices and high range of services, right? So basically, what do we do with this? Product positioning is very helpful. Why? It helps us understand where do we stand as a business, for example. Where do we stand as a product? And this is just an example on a service, okay, on fitness services. So we can apply this, for example, if you see here, we can apply it to Coke here, see? We have sugar level calories, no sugar, no calories, masculine and feminine. We can put the same thing here. We can put, for example, expensive, cheap. We can put, for example, diet, and we can put or healthy and then not healthy. We can position our product, or we can create the map in the way we want. We can put, for example, high price, low price. We can put high quality, low quality. We can put high availability, low availability, Depends on what we want, depends on what type of product, depends on what kind of a map we're creating here for what kind of product. So product positioning basically helps us identify the gaps in the market, okay? It helps us identify the sector with the greatest niche potential, okay? Basically, when the analysis is used to monitor the position of existing brand, a firm can easily see if a repositioning of one of them is required. So it's very product positioning can be very helpful. So if you're a business, if right now, for example, your internal assessment is based on a product, you can product position and you can understand a lot of things, okay? Now let's move to unique selling point or proposition. We call it unique selling point. It's quite easy. Unique selling point, it's something, a factor that differentiate the product from other products or from competitors, like low cost, high quality. For example, basically, what do you have that differentiates you from other competitors? What is the uniqueness about your product that basically it separates you from other competitors? Okay, so this is what we're talking about here. And the most successful products are those that have a differentiation. They offer something special. Okay, this is what we call the unique selling point. So what are the benefits of a unique selling point? Effective promotion, opportunities to charge higher. Why do you think iPhone are charging high? Because they think they have a unique selling point. Free publicity, okay? Higher sales. Customers are willing to be identified with the brand because it's different. People buy iPhones because they can proudly say, I'm an iPhone user, So basically we have different forms of differentiation here. For example, lower price. We can offer lower price. Trust, ethical stance, convenience, product feature. Okay. What do I mean by trust? For example, and basically, let's say, for example, don't you trust Apple so much that you're willing to spend hundreds and hundreds, and even if they reach the price of it to, let's say, 800 BD, a lot of you would actually buy the iPhone because you trust the brand. Okay, this is an example of form of differentiation, basically. Okay, so this is why we have ended our presentation. Okay, um, please make sure you check all the presentation. I'm gonna be uploading more videos related to product positioning, unique selling point, just in case you did not understand it, and marketing segmentation and market niche as well. Please make sure you watch these. Thank you very much, and stay safe. Good luck.